I started hearing the scratching 3 nights after I moved into the apartment. At first it was faint, like nails grazing wood somewhere deep inside the walls. I told myself it was just old pipes or maybe a rat trapped between the plaster and the beams. The building was ancient, after all. The landlord had warned me about strange sounds, but he'd smiled when he said it, the kind of smile that tries too hard to be reassuring. On the 4th night, the scratching changed. It wasn't random anymore. It followed a pattern. 3 slow scrapes, a pause, then 3 more. Like something was trying to communicate. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, counting the rhythm. My room was completely dark except for the pale glow of the streetlight bleeding through the curtains. I held my breath to make sure it wasn't my imagination. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Pause. Scratch, scratch, scratch. It sounded closer this time, directly above me. I forced myself to laugh quietly. It's just an animal, I whispered, though my voice trembled. Just a stupid animal. The scratching stopped. Silence fell so suddenly that my ears rang. I exhaled slowly, relieved, and rolled onto my side. Just as my eyes began to close, something scraped loudly right behind my headboard. I jerked upright. The sound had come from inside the wall next to my bed. Before I could move, a long, slow drag slid downward, like something with sharp nails was crawling along the inside of the plaster, following the exact height of my spine. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning I examined the wall. It looked normal, smooth, untouched. No cracks, no holes, no sign that anything could possibly be inside. I even knocked on it. Solid. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that something had been inches away from my head while I slept. That evening, I bought a small camera and pointed it directly at the wall beside my bed. If it was just rats, I'd prove it to myself and finally relax. The scratching started again at 2:17 a.m. I didn't move. I just listened. 3 scrapes. Pause. 3 more. My heart pounded so loudly I thought it might drown out the noise, but the sound grew sharper, more deliberate, like it knew I was awake. Then, for the first time, it changed. Scratch, 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 scratch. 5. It had never done 5 before. My phone vibrated on the nightstand. I flinched and grabbed it, the screen lighting up my shaking hands. A notification glowed on the lock screen. Unknown, are you counting? My stomach dropped. I hadn't told anyone about the pattern. I hadn't texted it, posted it, or even said it out loud. Another scrape dragged slowly across the wall, directly beside my ear. I forced myself to look. Nothing, just the pale paint and the faint shadow of my lamp, but the scratching didn't stop. It felt too precise, too intentional to be an animal. My phone buzzed again. Unknown, it knows when you look. I swallowed hard. Who is this? I typed, my fingers clumsy. No reply. Instead, the scratching stopped abruptly. For a long moment, there was only silence. Then, very softly, I heard a faint thud from inside the wall, as if something had pressed its head against the plaster. I couldn't breathe. Another message appeared. Unknown, don't let it hear you breathe. I froze instantly, clamping my mouth shut. My lungs burned, desperate for air. Seconds passed, maybe minutes, my vision blurred from holding my breath. Then from the wall I heard it. A slow inhale. Not mine. Something inside the wall was breathing, matching the rhythm I'd used just moments before, like it had memorized me. I gasped reflexively. The wall exploded with violent scratching, frantic and furious, tearing downward toward the floor. I screamed and leapt out of bed, backing away as dust rained from the plaster. The noise stopped just as suddenly as it started. Silence. My phone buzzed once more. Unknown, it found you. My hands shook so badly I nearly dropped the phone. Who are you? I typed. The reply came instantly. Unknown, you tomorrow. I didn't sleep again. At sunrise, I checked the camera footage with trembling hands. At first, everything looked normal. Hours of darkness, stillness. Then, at 2:17 a.m., the wall began to ripple. Not crack, not break. Ripple. Like something large was pressing from the inside, stretching the plaster outward in slow, pulsing waves. Then a shape formed. A handprint. Long fingers, far too thin, dragging slowly along the inside of the wall, stopping exactly where my head had been resting. The camera captured me frozen in bed, eyes wide, watching. Then the shape in the wall stopped moving and slowly turned as if it had a face. The plaster bulged outward, forming the outline of a skull pressing from within. Its mouth opened in a silent scream, stretching the wall unnaturally wide. At that exact moment, my phone lit up in the video. Unknown tomorrow. The footage ended there. I didn't wait for nightfall. I packed my bags and ran, leaving everything behind. I moved across the city that same day to a modern building with concrete walls and bright hallways full of noise and life. No old pipes, no hollow spaces. That night, exhausted, I collapsed into my new bed. No scratching, no messages, just silence. I almost laughed in relief. Then at exactly 2:17 a.m., my phone vibrated. A single notification appeared. Unknown, the walls were never hollow. My breath caught. From somewhere very close, I heard it again. Scratch, scratch, scratch. But this time, it wasn't coming from the walls. It was coming from inside the mattress beneath me. And as I slowly lifted the blanket, the scratching stopped, replaced by a long, slow inhale rising from directly under my back, perfectly synchronized with my own breathing.